Recovery from addiction, not easy. In fact, it's hard, but it's not impossible, especially if you have support from people who celebrate those in recovery. And that's the message Oak Ridge Church hopes to spread with an event this weekend. And joining us this afternoon with more on the event called Rock for Recovery, our pastor Brian Lloyd. He is a pastor at Oak Ridge Church, and Christina Bowie-Simpson. She is the Wicomico County Opioid Coordinator. Thank you both for coming in this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So we're going to talk about Rock for Recovery in just a few minutes. But Pastor, you have a personal story with addiction.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing it with us?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You know, addiction's been a part of my life, and recovery's part of my life. I was a heroin addict for over 20 years in my life, and you know, struggle with addiction. You know, like many people in recovery, I was trying to figure out me, and you know, I turned to drugs to try to numb the pain and just to try to feel better about me. And 12 years ago, I had the opportunity for someone to help me get into treatment and start my life over again and start the recovery process. And it's been great, obviously. You know, I would rather be in recovery than be on heroin. And it was really tough. I mean, it's really hard to get out of addiction. And of course it was disastrous for my family, my wife, who has still been with me for 30 years through all of that. And but yeah, that's been a big part of my story, which is why I love, you know, supporting Wicomico Goes Purple and partnering with them and being part of recovery, because it's just, there is a way out. And I'm living testimony of that there is a way to recover.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So Christina, can you talk a little bit about the need for addiction recovery in our area?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's so many people that struggle with addiction. And as we move forward, you know, year after year, we're losing more and more lives. You know, in 2021, over 106,000 people in the United States lost their life to an overdose. So we need, as Brian mentioned, right, there's a way out. And, you know, it's part of our mission at Wicomico Goes Purple to make sure that we're, you know, letting people know what are the treatment resources, right? But then also doing events like this, partnering with Oak Ridge, so that we can just really be there to celebrate those who are in recovery. But let's let people maybe who are still struggling or their family members know that there is support out there, and that we're here to share it with them.
Yeah. So Brian, how does the church fit into recovery?
Well, that's a great question. You know, I think for us to be able to serve the community, you know, we believe that the church shouldn't just stay in its four walls, that we should be a blessing to our community. And as we assess and look at, you know, what's going on with our community, we think, wow, addiction is a big part of that. So that's why we wanted to have this event, to be able to have resources to celebrate, but also to point people to, you know, there's a way out, there is a way to recover. We want to bring some hope and healing, you know, and point people in the right direction, like I had the opportunity as well. And of course, we offer a 12-step program called Celebrate Recovery on Friday nights at 7. So, you know, we're just always looking for opportunities to be able to help our community and to be there for them.
And one of those opportunities is the Rock for Recovery. So what can we expect to see?
Oh man, it's going to be so great. We, you know, we're going to have a lot of local bands, the Lauren Glick Band, Mike Trader, Sam and Friends, who's here with us today, crew, and then Marley's going to be there. So again, we want to have this celebration time with music. Tiki Hut's going to be there, lots of games for the kids, food, but then most importantly, there's going to be resources there. We've got over 25 local vendors from local health departments. Wicomico Purple is going to be there. So we've got a lot of resources. Actually, if someone wants to know as a family member, how do I help a loved one or a friend, they can find resources there. And also, if someone wants to get help, you know, if they're struggling with addiction, they could come to this event and actually get help. So lots of great things. Plus Tiki Hut is going to be there too. So
I mean, right there you go.
Who doesn't love snow cones, free food, free t-shirts, and just really spreading hope, you know, hope, and celebrating those who are in recovery. I think what some people, you know, don't realize is that there's still a stigma, right?
Yeah.
that exists around addiction, but that stigma also exists around recovery too. So just trying to spread the message that there's no one way to recovery.
And it's this Saturday?
This Saturday from 3 to 6, rain or shine. It looks like we're going to have a great day.
Yep.
But if something changes, we're still going to have it inside. But yeah, it's going to be this Saturday.
And it's at the church?
It is in the church parking lot. Oak Ridge Commons is the shopping center. It'll be right there in our main parking lot. So I hope everybody will come out and join us.
And that's in Salisbury.
Yeah.
Christina, Brian, thank you so much. But one of the bands playing, as you mentioned, in the Rock for Recovery is Sam and Friends, and coming up a little later in the show, we are going to get a performance from that band. You don't want to miss it. Stick around. DelmarvaLife will be right back.